Hello and welcome. In this episode we visit Bar Harbor in Maine, where we try our first lobster rolls and nearly die of shock at the price. We recover and pay our second visit to Saint John New Brunswick, where we go on a walking food tour and try some interesting foods. This is Bar Harbor, and I think we're looking out across the Acadia National Park, just about to go ashore and have a look around the town and hopefully try some lobster. Bar Harbor was another tender port, and as you can see we were not on our own, as Viking Star was moored up at the same time as us. Bar Harbor is the gateway for the Acadia National Park, but on this occasion we chose to stay in town and investigate what was there. As you can see, the autumn colours were really starting to come through now.
Well, here we are in Bar Harbor in the village green. There's a guy sat on the piano singing, and as you can see, these trees are starting to turn to their autumn colours, and they're beautiful.
Bar Harbor is situated on Mount Desert Island and is a very popular tourist destination in both summer and autumn. It's known for its outstanding natural beauty and is also renowned for its lobster. I think we walked the length and breadth of Bar Harbor. It is such a pretty place just to walk around. This is the Ivy Manor Inn. Real pretty little place with an outside bar and lovely building, which is right next door to a brewery. How interesting. So we've arrived in Leary's Landing Irish pub in Bar Harbor, and we're here just about to have some Fall River beer and a couple of lobster rolls. Really looking forward to it. We've just had delivered to us some beer. Some beer as well, Lindsey. It's a really lovely beer. Poppies. I'm just about to try mine.
And yours?
I'm just about to try it. Let's see. Oh, that's quite nice. Yeah. Very good. We've got our first-ever lobster roll. Chips, fries, no chips,
Potato
crisps,
chips.
whatever.
Potato chips.
Crisps. Yeah, we'll see what it's like. So what's your first thoughts, Lindsey?
It's very nice, very tasty.
So none of the games started here yet.
I think my best most is it doesn't taste fishy and stale. It's just fresh and sweet, which is really good. Which is what I thought lobster always should be like, but it's never been like it when I've eaten it. So we've just finished our lobster rolls, and yeah, they're fine. I don't quite understand why people rave about it so much, but it's fine, it's pleasant, enjoyable, and the beer is really nice. Got anything to add to that, Lindsey?
Yeah, I'm glad I've done it.
Yep.
The beer's very good. The pub's nice, and it's got some really nice music that we remember from many years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice place to be. Glad we came in here.
Yeah. So as you can see, we enjoyed our beer and our lobster rolls, but then came the shock, the bill. It was $120 for 2 lobster rolls, some potato chips and a couple of beers. Wow! This is Ollie's Trolleys, who offer tours around various lengths. All very nice, I believe, mentioned by Paul. There's a hotel around the corner here. Nice lot of flowers around. Quite a pretty place. So we're sat here on our balcony on Sky Princess. I think it's the 9th of October today, on our USA Canada trip, and we thought it was time to have a little banter on the balcony. So one of the confusing things with the time change, obviously between the UK and US, I think it's about a 5-hour change that we're on now in Settle, but on the way over it used to move like an hour every other night or something like that. But then it got really complicated because Newfoundland is on a half-hour time difference. So we had to set our clocks half an hour backwards, not an hour. However...
But I was going to say, I gather that wasn't actually possible in the end.
No, because apparently they can't, the ship is not clever enough to change half an hour. It has to go an hour at a time. It can't cope with it for some reason. So that's what had to happen. So what then happened is when we were in Saint John, we were actually there before we got there. So we actually arrived half an hour before we were.
And left.
Half an hour before we got there. No, half an hour. No, I don't know. It's just that all our ship's time was different to the land time. So if you looked at a clock on land, it was different to the ship's time, and it was very confusing. So one of the other effects that this time change and change of itinerary had was on the entertainment. And what happened, Lindsay?
Oh, well, that all started before we left Southampton.
Oh, why was that?
Well, Chris Watkins missed the ship.
Oh.
Yes. I'm not quite sure how he managed to do it, but he... Oh dear, that's not me. Oh.
That could be Norwegian Star just sailing out.
It could be.
Norwegian Star? Viking Star.
Viking Star.
That could be the Viking Scar. That could be. Oh dear. I haven't been drinking, honestly. Well, I have, but not that much.
I think we need a gin.
That could be the Viking Star just sailing out.
Okay. I'm glad you cleared that up. So he missed the ship altogether. He was eventually able to catch us up by hook, by crook, and by many different routes.
Yeah, because he the trouble was they booked flights for him to go to Sydney.
And then they closed Sydney.
And then they booked flights for him to go to Charlottetown. And
they closed that as well.
And then they booked flights for him to go to New York. And...
we got there a day early.
Yeah. So the poor Ents crew, Ents team on here have had a nightmare trying to rearrange everything. But
he ended up having not had sleep for about 26 hours when he did his first show.
Yeah.
So fair play to him. He got up there and performed.
Mm. So the other problems that because of this is because people were in the wrong place at the wrong time. They had to change it all around, and they had other substitutions. We had a very good American comedian, Josh, I can't remember his name, John, he was very good. And then a not so good one called, what was her name? Corey Disaster?
Corey Disaster or something.
Corey Catastrophe, something like that. But no, she wasn't very good. I don't think she'll be back on Princess that too soon. So, yeah, but all in all, although it's been
last night's comedian struggled to get to the ship as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Although it's been a nightmare for them to organise, the entertainment's been very good. Only had one production show, though. I think this is day 16 now, and we've only had one production show in 16 days. Bit bizarre, that.
Obviously, it's the job to have on the ship.
Well, I guess it's quite a relaxed job if you're only doing one.
Two shows in...
Well, one show.
Well, yeah, we hope that we're going to get another one, don't we?
Hopefully they'll be doing Five Skies, but not quite sure when. But, yeah, good times,
so,
eh?
I suppose we ought to talk about food in general. I think most people will be able to tell from our size increased that the food's been quite good. There really hasn't been any issue with the food to speak of. A few odd bits here and there, but not worth mentioning.
The choices, the flavours, the quality has been excellent. The only slight issue is there's a bit of inconsistency in the serving. I will ask you, Lindsay, what's the bar service like being on here?
Well, very good. And we've got a couple of favourite places to drink. Good Spirits, of course, is one of them. And we quite like going into the Elite Lounge early evening for a drink because we get very good service from the waiter there. Very attentive.
Aldrin,
lovely chap.
wonderful, yeah.
Yeah. And good spirits is good fun as much as anything else. It's nice to see the entertaining side of the bar staff there.
And how about ordering drinks on the app? How has that been?
That's actually been very good this time. They've not only sort of been easy to order, but they've actually found us.
And turned up in very good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say that the app that I've been a very big critic of in the past seems to be working a lot better on this cruise, and the service from it has been excellent. So this morning from our balcony, when we look out across the bit that's coming down from the river, you can see great big lumps of ice flowing down already out towards the harbour. Really quite bizarre.
There it's
All right, let's pass the napkins around. Everybody take a couple if you want. And I'll pop these up so they're easy to grab.
One in there. Try them out. You get it all over your nose.
Oh, very fresh.
Very fresh.
As well as the factory over the east side. That's where we do all of our roasting. So we get beans in from around the world, roast it to country specific, and then we have it available here. So for you folks today, I have a small cup of coffee or tea. I've got a light, dark, or maple flavor coffee, or you can get a tea or an iced tea for you folks. So I've only got 2 hands. I'm going to come around, grab a couple people at once, and then eventually I'll get around to everybody.
I highly recommend the
So this is our Java Mousse maple coffee. Let's see what it tastes like. Hot?
It's very hot. Oh, you taste the maple. It's not overly sweet, but you taste the maple syrup. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a go. Oh, it's hot and cold, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not sweet.
It's not sweet, is it?
No, I was quite surprised.
Yeah.
But you can taste the flavour.
Yeah.
And this beautiful clock behind me was a gift from a local family, the Irvings. Have anybody heard of the Irvings? No, but when you were here before, did some of you learn about the Irvings? Well, they're one of the wealthiest families in Canada. They are multi-billionaires and also major landowners in the United States. They own about their fourth largest landowners in the United States. So they are major employers for us, major benefactors. They have interests in oil refining. Out in the east side of our city is the largest oil refinery in Canada, the Irving Oil Refinery. So oil refining, shipbuilding, forestry, media, transportation, frozen food, natural gas, the list just goes on and on. We're wondering what their next generation will come up with. So they donated this the year that we happened to be 225 years old as a city. So we're very happy to have it.
Like you would a potato chip. It's great, cut up, throw it in your salads. Really great, throw it into your fish chowder. Because when you taste it, you're going to taste natural salt. You're going to taste a fishy taste. Because it is straight from the water, right? So, who wants to try it?
Oh,
Everybody's got it.
Come on, right in close.
Just a little bit.
So you've got your dulse.
Just a lava bread.
Shit.
Maple butter. An 87 count, for health. It's for fun. And it's called a palamine because you wouldn't go hunting without calling me and say, let's go together. So there's 2 pieces in there, one for you, one for me. So that's where the palamine comes in.
To have one on it. And that way he can always identify it. So the trap's on the bottom, there's a rope up to the surface, and then a colorful buoy floating on the surface, so that's how he knows where his traps are. So at the beginning of the season, he would check his traps frequently, and there would be a fair number of lobster, and there may be 6, 7, 8. But then as the season goes on, there's less and less, and he checks less often. And each trap has 2 sections, the kitchen and the parlor. So the bait bag, which might have haddock or mackerel in it, is put into the kitchen, and the lobster is lured in to get to the bait. And as he's feeding and splashing around and jumping all around, he makes his way into the parlor, and once he's in the parlor, he is trapped.
So this is a prize-winning pizza. It's got pecans, maple syrup, bacon, cheese and onions. And once the sweetness goes away, it actually tastes quite nice. But I think it's my favourite of what we've had today so far. This prize-winning pizza was cooked in a wood-fired oven, which apparently helped give it its distinctive taste.
I'm from Boston here, but so yeah, this was this building was part of a furniture store. Boston's family, it's a third generation furniture dealer. Saint John owned this building from 1905 until 2016. That's when we got in here.
So Lindsay, you're back on the moose side again, I see.
And it's as nice as it was last week.
Was it? Really good. Well, this is draft, whereas last week you had canned. So this might be slightly different.
It's nice, very nice.
On the long bay.
Thursday visit our daughter.
So covered in maple syrup and deep fried sort of like a donut really, yeah.
Similar.
Very nice.
Similarity, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your cruise.
Enjoyable.
Had me. Cheers, Shirley. Sheila. Yeah, enjoy. Got another one now. Yes. Hello. Hello. Oh, there we go. So what do you think, dear? Oh,
This restaurant's full of mad people.
it is full of mad people. As we're on our own tonight for dinner, what have you ordered, or can't you remember?
No.
Something called lumpia.
Oh yeah, well I thought it would go with me, really, because the further on
You're getting lumpier.
I thought I'd say it before somebody else did.
Oh, dear.
I wonder who that would be.
I wouldn't dare say
No,
anything like
of
that,
course
darling.
you wouldn't. I'm
No.
too close.
Yes, you can kick me from there.
No, you kicked me earlier.
Accidentally. Yeah. And what else? What are you having then?
Then I'm having a noodle soup.
A noodle seafood soup.
Yeah, seafood. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because I thought it'd be different.
And then what are you having?
Steak.
But you don't like steak.
I know. There wasn't really much else that.
Oh no, turkey, fish.
It was there, but I
shrimp,
didn't really like what came with it. There was pumpkin and all sorts of weird and wonderful things.
Oh.
I really don't like pumpkin.
And what are we drinking tonight?
Well, I'm having a normal size
yes.
glass of white
Prosecco.
yeah.
Yes.
And you're having,
I'm having
a huge
a
glass.
small glass of red wine.
Huge glass.
No, it's small.
You didn't ask for a huge glass,
No.
but they took one look at you and gave you one.
Well, I'm sure I can manage it. It'll go nicely with steak. But Lindsay's
Yeah.
now got her fish noodle soup. Just come and see what she thinks of it. After she's tried it, it looks quite nice actually.
But it's quite.
I just don't do fishy soup. Is it sort of an Asian flavour?
Yeah,
It is. Nice?
Yeah.
Bit of ginger in it?
yeah, fair bit of ginger in it, I should think.
Oh, good. I like ginger. Well, Lindsay, how was your steak tonight?
Bits of it were fine. Other bits were tough.
Grizzly.
Yeah, really grisly. It was such a shame because it was beautifully cooked and it tasted really nice.
Flavour was nice.
Yeah, the flavour was very good. But
was good.
it's obviously a problem that they know about because we had the head waiter come over and apologise and ask us if we wanted a replacement, which we didn't. But yeah, they're aware of the issue.
Shame, really.
Yeah,
Really
it was a
nice.
shame.
If you'd like to see what else we managed to overindulge in, please subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more where that came from. It costs you nothing, but it really does help us. Thanks for watching and see you soon.